name is Ann, and I am the Senior Vice President of Operations at Pine Island Bank. Pine Island Bank is a family-owned community bank. Banking is all about relationships, the products we offer, the hours we keep, and the technology advanced delivery systems that we use. All exist to help you, our customer. Our skilled staff is dedicated to maintaining our existing relationships and nurturing new relationships. Pine Island Bank's mission is to serve the community's total financial needs with integrity, pride, and excellent service. I began my banking career when I was a junior in high school. I started working half days every day and continued that through my junior year and my senior year. During my college years, I would work during the summer vacations and holiday breaks. In 1983, I started my career at Pine Island Bank. I started as a teller. As a teller, it's an entry-level position, but it gets you into the banking world so that you can discover if it's something that you like. Being very accurate and attention to detail is very important in our banking industry because we're dealing with people's money, and you know you don't want anybody messing with your money and getting it all mixed up. So that's one of the very important qualities that you would need to have if you're interested in a banking career. A typical day for me starts off in the morning by reviewing reports. We have a number of reports that are printed daily, and we're looking at those to make sure that all the information is correct from the previous business day. If there's anything that doesn't seem quite right, then we would investigate that and make the corrections that are needed. Throughout the day, I may be involved in many different problem-solving situations where maybe someone's computer wasn't working right, or they couldn't get involved into a website that they needed to be in. Maybe it's, figuring out a better way to make a form more accurate or user-friendly. Other things that I do for my job, as a banking industry, we are regulated by the federal government. So as with the federal government, there are probably lots of rules and regulations that we need to follow. Many of those rules and regulations were set up to protect you, the consumer. And as the bank, we need to follow those regulations and guidance to the T so that everything is protected and the rules are being followed. To coordinate with that, we have state examiners and Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation examiners that come to the bank every so often to examine our records, our files, and everything that makes up the paperwork of the bank. They will ask us for information. Part of my job is coordinating all of that information and getting that to the proper representatives. Other things that I'm involved in are a project manager. Anytime that we decide we would like to start a new product, that will involve many different departments. As you can imagine, you would need somebody to work with the operations part of getting it all set up. You would need marketing involved to develop methods and ways to best get the news out to the customer on a new product. We would have our IT department involved to make sure that everything that we are doing is secure and safe in the best possible way for our customers. So there are many different avenues into my job and the things that I do, and no day is the same. And I think that's probably one of the things that I like the most about my job is that no day is the same. And my mantra for every day is hopefully that I can learn something new every day. Even though I've been in the banking world for over 40 years, there are still many things that I do not know and look forward to learning. Many of the things in the banking world are worked as an individual. You may be responsible for creating reports, making reports to the board of directors, but then there's also a lot of teamwork that goes on between our departments of making sure that everyone understands how to do something. Much of my responsibility is training our employees as well, so that they have the proper knowledge and everything that they need in order to do their job. I went to college and got a degree in family and consumer science education with a minor in business. Both of those categories tie in well together because as a family, you have to run sort of like a business, and so money is definitely involved in that. And then I also like the challenge of dealing with numbers and making things come out right and equal to each other. And so that was a big factor of why I went into the fields that I did. What I would recommend for you to take for classes in high school and maybe post-secondary is to take anything that's involved with computers, technology. If you have marketing and that's your field that you like, check out marketing classes. If you have access to Excel classes, that's probably one of the biggest programs that we need expertise in our field. So if you are an Excel wizard, that would be a really good selling point for us. The bank industry provides many opportunities that the bank pays for. In the banking industry, unlike many other industries, we have organizations that are set up just for training. We have the Minnesota Bankers Association, we have the American Bankers Association, we have the Independent Community Bankers Industry, the Independent Community Bankers of Minnesota, and all of those organizations are accessible to community banks such as ours and provide training. They provide webinars, helping us keep up to date on all of the rules and regulations that need to be followed. And most always, that education is paid for by the bank. So it is a very nice perk to have because you're always continually learning how to do something new. One of the biggest areas of banking at this time is information technology. As you well know, it is overwhelming, and not only with what we can do, but also how dependent everyone is on having continuous access to information 24/7. That goes for the rest of the world, and it goes for banking as well. I think it's safe to say that information technology will continue to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, challenges for banks and the banking industry to keep customer information secure. You may wonder if anything has changed since I started in banking. Well, yes, things have changed a lot. When I first started banking, we didn't have calculators. And so we did it all on pen and paper and pencil, knowing our math facts. And one of the tools that we used is just a book of numbers, and this is how we would calculate how much a loan would be, what the payment would be, what the interest rate would be. So we didn't have the calculators that we have now. The other thing that we didn't have was computers. The first computer that we had here at the bank was about the size of a huge walk-in cooler. And it took up much of our bookkeeping area, and the disks that we saved the information to were approximately 30 inches in diameter. Now we can save, well, you're beyond this, but we used to save to a disk such as this, so when you're on your computer programs and you want to save something, you'll see the little icon that looks like a disk. So we would save information on that, and then we come out with our flash drives and our phones, and we can get more information on our phones than we ever could have in that very first computer that we had. So far, my banking career has allowed me to develop many mentors and friendships with coworkers and customers, continuously learning something new every day, working with communication with others, attending classes and webinars. I have been able to use my teaching background in training others for whatever the task may be, from writing policies and procedures to hands-on training for employees. Being an active member of the community organizations to promote the bank and needs of the community and develop skills that I never knew I had. For me, it's been very rewarding.